welcome back to another vlog. If you are new here, my name is Hazel. I am a fantasy romance author currently on a book tour around the UK, and if I look a little bit tired today, that is because I am. We had an epically amazing day in London yesterday. If you haven't already watched last week's vlog, please go and do that, because I feel like it was one of my favourite days ever in my entire life. I went into London, I got to sign all of the special editions of Goldsborough books. Then I got to go to my publisher and sign more books, and then go out to dinner with my team and celebrate the fact that this book is coming into the world. And the whole day felt like a dream, and I actually don't feel like I've processed it yet. We didn't get back to the B&B until about midnight last night, and then me and Paul both had a terrible sleep. This B&B is not the best, so the budget I was given for the tour was not very big, so I was loath to spend too much of my own money. And now I'm actually kind of regretting it, because this B&B is a bit not great. Like, it's just about clean. Even then, it's not the cleanest. And this bed is tiny, and my husband's 6'3". It's like a 1.5 bed. It's not even a double bed. And not that we were doing anything apart from sleeping, but every time you turned around, the bed would make noise. We didn't sleep great. But today I'm going into MCM Comic Con in London because I am speaking on a panel about romance in fantasy. I'm going with my friend Alessia, who was also with me in last week's vlog, because she's been with this book since the beginning, so she's coming in with me. We actually have tickets for the full day. We're not going in until about lunchtime. It's currently, I think, just before 12. I'm getting the train. No, that's completely wrong. It's currently 11 AM and I am getting the train about 12. I'm meeting her in Paddington Station at 12:30, and then we're going to head over to the XL together. And of course, you are coming with me to see what we get up to, and I am so excited. Okay, we have arrived at the XL. I have met up with the wonderful Alessia. It's pretty busy, as we expected. I haven't really vlogged much of like the journey in because I was juggling coffee and stuff. But we have made it. I literally feel like I should have you on my payroll. Like, I'm not even kidding about that. Like, you are simultaneously like PR person, personal assistant, manager, editor, part-time editor. Literally. It's so busy. The writers. I don't know. It said south. It was like, is it somewhere?
Writer's block.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
So
yeah, maybe do this first?
Yeah, we'll do this one first. This is where we entered, like the catering area with the food.
Right.
So we'll just go up and down through all the stalls.
Cosplay Central, that's going to be fun. We need to find Paulina. We made it in. I have my pass. It says panelist, which is very exciting. Panel isn't until... Oh, that's not good. 4:30.
No, before 4:30 to 5:30 is signing. So 3
To be there at 3:30. I should check that. Stand with some signed character photos. Some Pokemon lounge flies up the top there. There's a lot of Dungeons and Dragons going on around here. Some original artwork. The videos of. Okay, wait. Foil bookmarks are really pretty as well. Spotted some dragons. Okay, they're really cute. Oh, that would be cool. flower crowns.
Silicone cast from them, or like cast from them, to make it positive effect.
Do you wear wigs?
When do you wear wigs?
Do you wear wigs?
Will you wear wigs?
When will you wear wigs? This is why. If you need a wig, this is where you come. Wigs for all shapes and sizes.
So if you have a waifu or husband, they might be there.
I'm sorry. What's the they do in the big.
So we're now in this is the South Hall, right? Yeah, we're now in the South Hall. We've got about an hour until I need to be down there for my panel. So we're going to look at some of this stuff and then make our way towards the book section. Like, it's probably quite expensive, but they have a lot more options for food than I thought.
Really?
Yeah. I thought that it would be like a struggle to like find somewhere to eat, but there's loads of places. If you could have a tail, what would your tail be like? What kind of tail would you have?
I feel like a lion's tail would be ideal because it's not too fluffy.
That's true. I do really like, I feel like if I had like a really fluffy fox tail,
Okay.
like the idea of like curling up to sleep and like using it as a pillow would be nice. But it's not super useful.
Yeah.
You'd need like a Dyson Airwrap or something to like take care of it. We're just saying like some of the people who are selling their stuff on stands are so talented. Like all of their drawings, stickers, bookmarks, everything that you could imagine from like every fandom and original things. It's kind of mind-blowing. I am in the right area. I was not expecting it to be right there. Was not expecting it to be right in our faces as soon as we turned the corner. It looks like some people have already bought some. That's so exciting. Oh my god. Here it is. It's on the shelf. What? Left. I don't know how many they have. Callie Hart is signing Quicksilver right in front of us. What's lost?
I was just looking.
Oh. Enjoy this in the vlog. So. There she is. Although the hardback looks really good. So this is where I'm going to be speaking later. It says on the schedule, romance and fantasy. Oh my god, I'm so excited. This Disney art is so cute. We have a British Ariel. So pretty. Wow. He has a whole catalogue. Oh, he says Hunchback as well. What's your favorite Disney movie?
Tarzan.
Tarzan. That's a good choice. Mine is Pocahontas. These are really good. Are you sitting here? Oh, I think this works good.
Hello everyone, welcome to this afternoon's Romance in Fantasy panel. I am your chair, Alwyn Hamilton. I'm the author of The Notorious Virtues, and we're chairing 4 lovely authors today to talk about their book. So how it's going to run is that I'm going to asking questions for about 30 minutes, and then we'll come to the audience for questions for the first panel ever, so it's very exciting. If you could tell us just a little bit about your book that we're talking about today. We'll start with you, Hazel.
Let's see. Oh, the microphone is working. Okay, so I'm Hazel McBride. I am a Scottish fantasy romance author. My debut comes out on Tuesday.
And available for
if you guys want to grab it 3 days early, it's already here. It's A Fate Forged in Fire. It's basically if the Barbie movie had dragons and was more gay.
10 out of 10, no notes. It's on? It's on. Yeah, just hold it close to your mouth.
Hi, I'm Lauryn Hamilton Murray. I'm also a Scottish fantasy romance author, and my debut is called Air of Storms. It comes out on the 5th of June, and it is an epic fantasy that follows an outcast girl who has to compete in a competition for the crown.
And also able to buy it exclusively early, which is very exciting. So from now, well, what else so, like if you consider yours more romantasy or romance with fantasy or what, and if you could tell us a bit specifically about the romance in your book.
So I think, you know, romantasy right now is having a bit of a moment. It's a genre primarily written by women and read by women. My romantasy, I would say, is kind of on the cusp. There's a big political fantasy plotline that's running in the background of the book, but we also have, you know, a very tension-filled romance, shall we say, that's going on. And I also was, you know, delighted to write a female main character who was bisexual, like myself, very unapologetic in her love for both women and men on the page. So yeah, I would say mine is like a balance of both. If you like fantasy and you like romance, you've got a bit of both.
Right?
I would agree with Hazel. Mine's probably the same. I like my fantasy with a bit of romance in it. I also like a little bit of political intrigue, so that's definitely running through the background of mine as well. But yeah, springtime of romance, two brothers romance, which I love. I don't care what anyone says, I love a love triangle, especially one with a bit of a twist. So yeah, that's mine.
That you got to use in your book, or that you tried to use in your book. All of my favorites that I like have to squeeze in to Rebel Defense is the fake out, make out. You know, we have to kiss. It's the only way to get out of this. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't care how corny that is, that's going in. Do you guys have a favorite?
Anything involving weapons.
Okay.
Dagger to throat, like, if you want real enemies to lovers, as in they're attempting to unalive one another multiple times, that's what we've got going on in here. You know, we're a big fan of dagger to throat over here.
Favorite romantic trope that you were able to squeeze in?
Touch her and die.
Also a good
but
one.
in my book, it's kind of more be rude to her and die.
Okay. Polite one. I love it. Do any of you have like a particular book that you are like, this is the pinnacle of swoony romance? That you remember like one of like the first one that you read, or one that you look back and like, oh, that is my couple that makes me swoon in a book that you read, sort of whether when you're YA or more recently.
God, you're putting all of us on the spot here. These are like the hardest types of questions to answer.
Never read another book. You know, you feel like you've never read a book when people ask you this question.
I think I have to go with the OG enemies to lovers, Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy. I think, you know, romantic tension is done so well in fantasy and also in historical romance because the stakes are just so high. So yeah, I think, yeah, the OG. Yeah.
I'm such a big fan of the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. It's my absolute favourite, and I do love a softer female main character because I love like the badass, like, you know, dagger wielding. Like they're my favourites as well. But I just have such a soft spot for Evangeline, and I think that, you know, kindness and compassion is also such a strength, and I think that coupled with Jax is just absolute chef's kiss. I love their dynamics so much.
Tell us a little bit about your own sort of the dynamics in it, but also where you think that you would fit into your world. If all of a sudden you were swept in there, would you be wielding certain powers, or would you be a commoner?
Okay, I would be dead because I just don't have like very good common sense. I'm very clumsy, so no. So this world is set in a crumbling matriarchy. So matriarchy is the norm. So women are supposed to be in charge, but there is a patriarchal religion coming in to kind of oppress women. So there's a lot of unfortunate parallels that you might see. It's filled with feminine rage, but I did mention I am a Scottish author, so I poured a lot of my own Scottish culture and heritage. There's even some Scottish Gaelic in there. So I feel like the landscape and the world building of Erisosha, which is the world in which this story is set, really reflects the landscape and the customs of Scotland. So if you're interested in kilt-wearing dragon riders, then this is the book for you.
Air of Storms is set in an empire that is split into 4 elemental kingdoms. That obviously each represent fire, water, earth, and air. But I knew I wanted the political situation to be a little bit different in this book, so the crowns aren't inherited, they're won in a competition. I also would be dead. I would have died on page 1. But also, you know, a slight main character complex, I also think that I would want to be the main character. And I think that if I had elemental powers, I probably would want earth magic, because I just think it's very beautiful and it's linked to like nature and rebirth and nice things like that.
You get that balance, right? Was there anything that you felt like, this is where I need to take a step back on one of them to sort of make the other one shine, or are you just sort of none of them equal opportunity?
I feel like it becomes very character driven. So my female main character, especially at the beginning, she's very arrogant. She's very kind of got blinkers on towards her goals. So when it comes to that political climate that she's, you know, fighting against a patriarchal religion, you know, there's not an awful lot of the romance at the beginning of the book because that is so much at the forefront, and it isn't until she, you know, meets this dragon riding prince who's standing in her way that she starts to kind of view him as, maybe you're the key to helping me. So is it better for me to kind of quote unquote get into bed with my enemy, or is it better to go it alone? So I feel like in mine, the spice and the romance kind of comes through alongside what's happening with the political plotline. I think there's space for the battle scenes, but there's also space for, you know, those like gentler or maybe not so gentle, tender moments.
What about you? How you balance the trials for the throne with the romance with other people who may want the throne?
I was stealing all of Hazel's answers, but yeah, I think it does become very character-driven, and with the trials and with the politics and with the world building, I think I just tried to find ways that I could weave that through the characters, weave that through conversations, make it feel that, you know, I never wanted to info dump. I was very conscious of that while I was writing, so I think that with the trials in my book, I really wanted them to bring out things about the characters, especially the protagonists. So finding that balance, like, it took a little bit of time, but hopefully it's worked.
Before I had one that was publishable, was for your first books, your first book, or are there secret hidden books that either need to be reworked or that can never see the light of day?
Oh, there's definitely some buried manuscripts on my laptop that no one will ever see. I do recognize a few faces in this crowd who might know me from some fan fiction that I have written, which...
Would you like to share with the group? Or would you like to keep that secret?
No, House of the Dragon. I'm a big House of the Dragon fan, specifically Aemon Targaryen. But I feel like fan fiction is such a fantastic way to cut your teeth as an author. You know, it's such a fantastic writing exercise when the world is already there and the characterization is already there for you, and you just get to kind of play around with like, what do I enjoy writing? I think it's fantastic, and the fanfic community is so warm and so welcoming, and it really embraces everything, and I think it just gives you like the confidence and the courage to be able to find your feet as a writer. Regarding A Fate Forged in Fire by my agent, I said yes immediately. We gelled really well. I love having my team behind me. They've been so incredibly supportive, and yeah, I wouldn't do it any other way now, and I feel very lucky for everyone who's been on this journey with me until now.
Well, my main character, Blaze, has been living in my head since I was 12. So it is my first.
For like 4 years.
I feel like I sort of grew up with her, and then the story gradually formed around her. So it's been a few years in the making. But yeah, it came to me slowly, piece by piece. But it is the first book that I've written. I've written some short stories and stuff, and I studied creative writing for my master's, so I've written a few other things, but it's my first full-length book.
Can I just interrupt here? I got to read an early version of Air of Storms. It is fantastic. Like, do not let Lauryn's age fool you. She is so talented. Like, this book is genuinely incredible. Like, seriously, well done. Yeah.
What's the thing that you think like is most you, and what's the thing that you most sort of wish was you in your main character? Yeah? Or that most drives you crazy?
So my female main character is a bi-furious woman called Amira. And I think she embodies everything that I wish I was. She's incredibly courageous, incredibly confident, so unapologetic, just to be completely who she is. I very recently got an autism diagnosis as well, so, you know, starting to learn some more things about myself late in life. And I think if I'd been able to see a character like Amira when I was a little bit younger, I could have maybe seen some of myself in her and gone, you know what, it's okay to be this way. And then my male main character, Fiorian, is just dangerous and really, really hot. Because I wanted to write that. Yeah, just like me.
Lauren, what is your favorite thing about Blaze, and how she led you in mind?
Well, when Blaze was born, her birth summoned this devastating storm that killed thousands of people. It almost drowned the entire empire. So she's been hidden away from the world for 17 years. Everyone hates her, everyone's scared of her. So that's naturally kind of screwed with her a little bit. And when she's first introduced to society, she doesn't really have a basic idea of kind of social interaction. So she's very socially awkward. She's very shy. Very stubborn. She's a bit of a sad girl, and I think that when it came to writing her, they say write what you know, but you can't really do that with epic fantasy. So the way I wrote what I knew is through Blaze, so I think I took the way that I would react to a situation, and I made it the way she would react to a situation. But I do think she is quite like me in quite a few ways.
I think for me, I've always had such a love for mythical creatures. Obviously, the first book is centering around dragons, but drawing from Scottish mythology, you know, in future duologies, there's going to be Kelpies and Selkies. And I think the ability to bond with a mythical creature is just something that I've always desired. Like, just to be able to share, like, part of your soul or your mind somehow, you know, whether it's a griffin or a dragon or a little firebird or a phoenix. I think I would just love a mythical, magical companion.
You said you wanted earth power.
Because, I mean, the planet's dying. So I think that I would use my earth magic to cure the world, or I would want water magic to help cure the ocean, because as David Attenborough tells us, that's the hub of life. So I think that I would try and do good in that way with my elemental powers.
Such a good answer.
Now you make me feel crappy.
I know, we're like dragons, charms, like.
I just want my champagne to be cold. It's fine, you can say it.
Hi, are any of your characters black? And if so, why or not?
Yes, I think the world of A Fate Forged in Fire is as diverse as our own world is, not only with skin color, but queerness. And I think it was really important for me to highlight not necessarily POC characters as main characters. I think we should look to POC writers and authors for that. But I think it was really important to me to reflect the diversity of our world in my own. I think if they can have magical powers, we should include everyone.
None of my children
Just to echo Hazel again, I wanted to be inclusive, and I wanted a really varied cast of characters, and the Queen of the Waterlands, so she is Queen of the Aquatory, Queen Hydra, she's black, and she is one of my favourite characters.
More deeply.
That's such a good question. This book was much larger initially than going in. So we did cut out quite a few scenes, but I think that was just to keep the pacing going. So there was some lore and world building in the initial draft that's got pushed into book 2. So as we go through this world of Erisosha, there's going to be standalone duologies in each territory. So basically what's going to happen now is the reader is going to learn what they need to learn for each. And as we kind of progress through, you'll learn a little bit more. So instead of info dumping everything at the beginning, you're going to learn as you go, which I think was definitely the right choice, but did it kill me to cut that much out? Yes.
So Air Storms really focuses on Blaze, but there was a scene that I cut that was to do with her brother and his romantic entanglements. But I decided, I was like, no, I'm taking that out, you're getting it in book 2, but in a lot more detail and from his perspective.
Oh yes, love.
Has read all of your fabulous poetry in these books. What you are working on next? What can we expect next?
So book 2 is currently in edits. This is a duology. There is going to be 4 total standalone duologies within this world, so 1 for each territory. So hopefully I'm going to be writing well into my 40s. That's the plan. Come and buy the book.
I'm also editing book 2, but the nature of the series is I'm already thinking and planning book 3. So.
Is it a trilogy?
Oh.
Bringing a round of applause for our fabulous authors. I highly encourage you to come coming. I highly encourage you to buy all their books.
Why not? Why don't we have that too? After you did all that work. So sorry.
So we're heading to sign. Do I need to go up there? Queue. Oh my god, why is there a queue? Why is there a queue? Why is there a queue? What's happening? I don't know where I'm going. What is going on? I'm like, why is there a queue? Like, why are you guys waiting for me? Like, what's going on?
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know.
We're the next bit, yeah.
Nothing that gives anything away. Like a little. Oh yeah. But I'm so. Oh, I can't wait to read it. I'm so.
That's a
proud.
massive clue, but I don't think you're gonna get it.
But I absolutely devoured. I loved it. I'm half Scottish too, so
Oh my
I'm
God.
so excited. So I
Yeah.
can't wait to force my mum to read it. But I'm also so happy for you because I'm really hoping that it's so successful. I'm telling everyone I know.
That really means the world.
Yeah,
That
I'm
means
really
so much.
happy. Do you mind if we have a photo as well?
Hi. I was not expecting this. Hi. Oh my god, hi. Hi. You did not ambush me at all. Absolutely not.
Who speaks? It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
So we've left Comic Con, we've hopped on a train and we're going to dinner. And if you guys know me, I'll give you 3 guesses where we're going. Not hard to guess. That's right everyone, we're going to Nando's. Of course, classic me. I've already started eating before filming, I'm so hungry.